Barely a week goes by without some operator in some part of the globe coming to us and talking about network sharing, wanting to find out more, asking about detail. So it's very much a hot topic, as a big agenda for mobile operators. The reason why operators need to take it seriously now is because it's effectively a prisoner's dilemma situation. If all the operators say they aren't going to share and all sit tight, theoretically that will be better for the market, as in one of them, a pair, doesn't get a strategic differentiation. However, if you take the advantage, and go first, select your pairing partner, the one that you can work with, the one that gives you the best benefit, then you're the one that's going to gain most. And the way of looking at it is, if you're a mobile operator in a 3 or 4 operator market, then and a network share happens between 2 of your competitors, your choice of sharing partner is down from 3 to 1 or maybe 0. And therefore, it's better to drive the agenda to choose your sharing partner, choose the operator that you can deal with, rather than have a partner forced upon you and be forced to respond with an unwilling partner. Network sharing for new build has been a lot of the focus. Typically you get capex savings in excess of 30% on new builds. However, operators need to consider the legacy as well. There's a lot of 2G and 3G only devices out there that will need to be managed, and network sharing is probably the best tool for managing that legacy decline. If you look at other industries and what they've done, if you take the banking industry saw that checks were finally on their way out. People were paying with electronic payment and therefore checks, but it was a long tail. It was 20 odd years. So what did they do? They pooled all their check processing facilities into one business, and effectively each bank used that check processing facility to manage the long decline of checks. Network sharing can provide the same solution for 2G and ultimately 3G networks, where all the existing equipment from the operators can be pooled together and the spectrum refarmed for use in LTE, particularly the valuable 2.1 spectrum, and slowly manage the decline of the legacy networks, still supporting the users that got 2G and 3G only devices, particularly M2M devices, which may be in circulation for 10 years plus. But manage that decline in a cost-effective way whilst allowing focus for the operator to differentiate on LTE. Since network sharing started discussed in active network sharing around about 2003, I've probably worked on more failed deals than successful implementations. And the one overarching reason for the failure of network sharing is generally C-level sponsorship. The business, particularly the CTO, believes the network is the crown jewels. Why would they want to share it with a competitor? And they will come up with millions of reasons why sharing will fail. They will spend a lot of time in discussions. They will not compromise. And generally speaking, the business, if left to its own devices, will reject the network share. Implementation won't happen. And in 2 years' time, the C-levels decide that actually they might as well give up. So in terms of making network sharing happen, obviously it needs to be a C-level agenda topic. They need the right level of advice in terms of commercial, strategic and technical advice to make sure that share will happen. It's right for both parties. It is very possible for the business to start to accept it. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, but when they accept it and embrace it, they go off looking after their customers, which is actually the crown jewels, not the network. One common misconception of network sharing is that it limits our flexibility. It doesn't provide us strategic differentiation anymore. In reality, there's a lot more technical flexibility available with network sharing than operators give it credit for. So you can have regional differences, you can have vendor differences, and you can have technology differences. And in fact, if you look at Sweden, you'll see that out of the 4 mobile operators, 2 of them share their 2 pairs at 3G level, sharing their 3G network, but a different 2 pairs sharing their LTE networks. So they sort of differentiate from a technology standpoint. So lots of different models, technical models are available. And so operators shouldn't get hooked up on what technical solution it should be. They should be much more focused on, is this the right sharing partner? Can I get a commercial deal with them? Will I be able to work with them? And most importantly, can I gear up and motivate the business in order to work with a sharing partner rather than a competitor?